Well, hey there everyone, Aaron here. Welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. Today we're going to be doing a video on the contents of my everyday survival kit. The kit that I take out with me regardless if we're doing a multi-day backpacking trip, a weekend camping trip, or just a light hike, for a couple miles in. We're going to do some filming on a couple, knives and do some gear testing. Regardless of what I'm doing, we're going to look at the contents of the survival kit that I take with me. The same day we're posting this video, we're posting a review on the bag you see in front of you, the Maxpedition Aftermath toiletry bag, which works great to carry all the survival gear that you're about to see. This is not a review on the bag. I will put a link in the description below so that you can check out this video as well, or you can just go to the Gideon's Tactical homepage and check out our gear playlist, and the Maxpedition Aftermath review will be in there. This is awesome and is really well designed to carry everything you're about to see fits inside this little sucker. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you the contents of what I carry in my survival kit. All right, let's start right off the bat with some good stuff here. I got the Mora Companion HD Heavy Duty. This thing is awesome. It's under 4 ounces. It is high carbon steel, 4-inch blade, Scandi grind, and just really well designed, lightweight, ergonomic, and will cost you $14 ship from Amazon or eBay. This thing is awesome, and again, fits perfectly inside my little kit, and it's a great backup to the other knives that I carry with me in case I were to lose my big blades. When I go out there, I always will carry at least a medium-sized blade, like an SE6, or I'll carry a pair, maybe like the Tops Shango XL, and then my SP51 or my BK9, something like that. Then this is just a backup, just in case I lose one of those, break them or whatever. But so lightweight and so inexpensive, but very good high quality 1095 high carbon steel, that blade. Then to keep all my knives and tools sharp, this is the Work Sharp Field Sharpener. This thing is awesome. This will run you about 30 bucks. Again, it's going to fit inside my kit, nice and slim, and will sharpen, fishing hooks, arrows. It will sharpen axes and hatchets, my knives, even my big ones like my SE Hungalis and my BK9 easily will resharpen those big blades as well as the smaller blades, and just will keep your tools sharp. So I always take that with me. And then the Leatherman rebar is the multi-tool I have on me in my regular kit right now. A multi-tool is always important, needed. This is going to be able to help me with medical stuff, to get into wounds and pull out, debris if I had to, all sorts of different stuff, obviously wire cutting and bolts and different things like that. And then, you've got a safety knife, so you can do, again, medical stuff if you needed to, can opener, screwdriver, you got a little pocket saw, so you can do some light sawing tasks if you had to. Then you got your pocket knife blade, so for your fine cutting and detail work, around a campsite, those type of things, flathead screwdrivers, a file. So, it just does a lot of work for you, and at a pretty inexpensive price at around 35 or 40 bucks. If I remember correctly. So those are a few of the tools that I carry with me inside my pack every time I go up. All right, let's look at my lighting options that I take with me and have on my person at all times. I have the Phoenix E11. This thing has treated me really well. Had it for a while. I love it. It's lightweight. It's small. Takes one AA battery. I really like that. I'm always looking for flashlights that will just take very basic batteries. I'm not in the big fancy, crazy C, whatever batteries and all the different types that are out there. I just like very basic AAA or AA batteries. So one AA battery runs this thing at about 40 lumens for over 6 hours. Then it does have a max lumen that's higher and it will last a little shorter. But 6 hours is really good too. That's a good amount of life that I'm willing to live with for a flashlight. I never really buy a flashlight that will give me less than 6 hours of run time. So then I have 2 extra Energizer AA batteries. Then the plus is, and what's awesome with this little E11 is that what I purchased from Phoenix as well is a headband. This comes with another strap that goes over your head if you so desire, and has actually a little plastic case to hold the extra 2 batteries if you want. I don't really need that. I don't carry it with me. It's a little cumbersome, but like this is a great headband, and this holds a plethora of different flashlights. You don't have to have a Phoenix flashlight, but you see there, it just slides right into place. You screw it down tight. It'll hold like your normal, like your mini AA mag light, that carries 2 AA's, I think, mag lights and other brands, Surefire. it'll go pretty wide and hold a lot of different flashlights. But what this gives me is 360 degrees of rotation, and it turns my flashlight into a headlamp. So I don't need a secondary headlamp, you know, and maybe that one has AAA batteries, so now I have to carry double the amount of batteries, you know, or I have to be swapping them in and out. My flashlight has just become my headlamp with the head strap that you see here. This head strap will run you about 20 bucks. The flashlight will run you about 26, but that's a great pair to have, and works great and basically makes my flashlight into two things, flashlight and a headlamp. So that's what I carry out for my lighting situations out in survival. So for direction finding and signaling, I have a Burton, real nice, good quality compass here. Attached with it is an emergency whistle. You always want to have at least one whistle, guys. I know so many people who don't carry a whistle on them, and your voice will not travel very far and will wear out real quick. This will help people find you if you get lost or stranded. And then I have a Tops Knives little dog tag mirror. It's got a little hole in there so I can see what I'm flashing it at. Keep it in the plastic bag, and I can use that for signaling if I have to, you know, if I'm in a very desperate situation and need to get spotted. And again, guys, this stuff is, for the most part, is pretty inexpensive. You can build a really good quality survival kit, in my opinion, for right around 50 bucks, and it'll last you a lifetime. I mean, this dog tag I bought on BLADEHQ, I think for like $2.50 or something. The Burton compass, which is a good quality compass, I got on sale at REI for like 12 bucks. This one just came with this whistle just came with another piece of gear that I had. So, you know, it's pretty easy to find this stuff, guys, and upgrade. You know, get a baseline going, and then find tools that you really want to upgrade quickly, that are important to you. Maybe you don't have the money to buy a rebar like we were talking about, so that's fine. Buy maybe a wingman, and or a sidekick, and buy one of those first, and then upgrade to the rebar later if you have to, you know, because they're cheaper in price. So as you see this, you know, don't get nervous about the price. You can get a lot of stuff real cheap and inexpensive, and then start to build them as time goes along. So that's the signaling and directional stuff that I have. So what I use for water purification is right now a life straw. This does 1,000 liters of water. I can drink out of puddles, streams, rivers, creeks, lakes, waterfalls, I mean, you name it. It's super lightweight, will do more than enough water for me for a couple months at least. 1,000 liters is quite a lot of water. And again, guys, this is all fitting inside my little Max Edition pack. Again, watch the review on this guy. But that's what's awesome about it, you know, and again, super lightweight. But I don't really carry a lot of iodine tablets with me. I found that at least the ones I buy, you know, they only last about 6 months, and then you got, you know, and then you forget, and then you're nervous about using them if they, you know, they're expired, or they're gonna hurt me, you know, all that type of stuff. So I just stick with a water purification kit. Right now it's the Life Straw. I know that Sawyer now makes a mini version of their full-size water purifier. I'm sure I'll get that, and that might be able to fit in here, and I might replace the Life Straw in the future. But right now the Life Straw is what I use. It just works well for me, and will either give me the water I need, or I can, you know, drink it up and spit it into my water bottle if I had to carry water with me, you know, past the location that I'm stuck at, or, you know, stranded. So Life Straw is what I'm using for purification. My medical kit is held together with this right here. A-Lock Sack is what it's called, is the brand. They're made in the USA. You can get them all sorts of different, you know, sizes. They're water, humidity, sand, and snow proof is what they claim. They seem to have worked well for me. These work really well and are great for either documents, you know, if you're going overseas, or in my case, a medical kit. Keeps them nice and dry and a lot more durable and humidity proof than, say, just a freezer Ziploc bag. And what I have in here is just some basic stuff, you know, bandages, you know, cleaning swabs, Tylenol, Band-Aids, you know, antiseptic, you know, all sorts of stuff that you would need. And I don't have a huge medical kit. This is what I found works for me. It's basically designed to just support me. I would take something bigger if I was going with multiple people and they didn't have medical kits, or if it's me and my wife and Tommy, you know, and we're going to go do a camping trip for several days and multiple people, then I would upgrade. But for me by myself, you know, and all my buddies that I go up with when we go filming, you know, and go hiking and camping, all that stuff, they all have their own medical kits, so I'm not too worried about, you know, having to support a platoon of people who were dumb enough not to bring a medical kit. Thankfully, most of my buddies are pretty smart. Then the two things to note here, you know, I have antiseptic cream there, but I also have hydrogen peroxide. Fun little fact for you guys out there. Hydrogen peroxide, as you know, comes in those dark containers. They're not see-through like alcohol, you know, rubbing alcohol would be. And there's a reason for that. Sunlight and natural light damages hydrogen peroxide's germ-killing capabilities. So you want to carry, if you're swapping it out from the big main jug into a smaller container, like I have here is a little squeeze bottle, you need to make sure that it's dark. Either get one that's very dark colored, that you can't see through at all, or in my case, this was a clear bottle for my hydrogen peroxide. I just put electrical tape all around it to keep it from the sun. So that will extend the life span of hydrogen peroxide, and if it's in a clear bottle, it will lose almost all of its germ-killing capabilities real quick if it's in contact with natural light for any sort of period of time. So just a little fun fact for you, but that's my little medical kit that I carry with me. Carries plenty of stuff in there for what I need in medical situations. All right, let's look at fire. Fire is super important and, a very big key to survival, and particularly in an emergency situation or just having a good time up at your campsite. You want to be able to start a fire regardless if it's wet, rainy, snowy, or dry out. So I have multiple ways. This is my kind of tinder bag here. I got cotton balls, twine, natural twine. I got GI fuel pods right here. These go about 50 cents at Army Surplus. I'm sure you can get them online. Then I got tinder pods in there as well. So a bunch of different ways to start a fire. Cotton balls work awesome, particularly with fire steel. I always keep that in a Ziploc bag. So I carry tinder with me. And you try to use the natural stuff, but in case it's wet or damp, you always want to have some backup. Then what I got here is just a mini Bic lighter, always good and important to have. I have some strike anywhere matches, so just in case the box gets damaged or something, I can still strike them on a rock, or on the back spine of my blade, or on some jimping, or something like that. So strike anywhere matches. Then I have right here, we'll save those two for last. UCO waterproof matches. You got your fire striker sandpaper right there. These things burn like crazy. And then inside I have a little bit of Vaseline coated cotton ball for some extra tinder right here. So those are awesome, work really well. I think those cost about $4, but they are well worth it. They burn like crazy for a long period of time, and they're kind of thick, so you get a good big flame with those matches. Then what I have here, 99 cents at Walmart, is their waterproof matches. Little container comes with 25 waterproof matches. On the bottom is a little ferrocerium rod, so you can throw some sparks if you need to. Not very good, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's better than nothing. And if you run completely out of matches, at least it's a secondary option to try and get a fire going if you had to. It's got a little gasket right here, rubberized gasket, so it's totally waterproof. I've never had any leakage or any problems with this. You unscrew this thing, and inside on the lid, I have a little piece of cotton and then another petroleum covered cotton ball, just to help with tinder. And again, if this plastic bag got all soaked for some reason or something like that. Then I got my matches in there, waterproof matches. They're covered in wax. You got your little sandpaper to strike them in there. And then what I also like to carry is one or two, I have two in here right now, 2 birthday candles, super inexpensive, so that if I have to, if the tinder isn't just catching right away, I can use the match to light the candle, and then I can use the candle to kind of move around and, kind of get the fire going in a bunch of little spots around my little teepee, that I'm building for my fire, or something like that. And the wax helps with a little bit of fuel as well. So I like to kind of put 2 or 3 little birthday candles just as an added kind of keep the fire going, and you don't have to burn through about as many matches. Those will definitely use a lot less. How the length of time that candle will burn would be like 6 matches you're trying to strike, so it just kind of saves your matches. Then finally, the fire steel. I'm sure some of you guys are like, is that Bear Grylls? Yes, it is. Someone gave this to me as a Christmas gift. My sister actually did, not really knowing. She's not a big survivalist. But I was not expecting a lot when I got this as a Christmas gift. I was kind of like, gee, thanks, one of those kind of gifts. But I've been very impressed with this. Had this for over a year. Very nice, throws huge sparks, lasted a long time. This is my go-to fire steel. Comes with an extra whistle, so I got 2 whistles on me. And I just like the fact that it's really big. I can really get my hands on it and really get some good leverage to throw those big sparks. Sometimes those fire steels, they're just really small, they're kind of hard to grab, and you can't get really good strong leverage on it. This thing I can just bear down on and just go to town, on my tinder if I have to, if it's really wet, and really not worry about it. So that one will run you about $12. This is one of the few Bear Grylls items from Gerber that is actually worth purchasing. I really like that fire steel. So that's my fire and tinder selection. And then a few other knickknacks I have is bug repellent, always good to have, hand sanitizer, mostly alcohol based, so you can use it as a fire starter if you have to. Then some sunscreen. I'm pretty pasty and I forget sometimes at the car, so it's always good to have that. Then I also have a used Starbucks gift card that I just wrapped about 20 feet on with duct tape. So now I have duct tape that I can do all sorts of stuff with, and it's very slim, you know, just a little bit thicker than a credit card basically, and I can do a lot of stuff with that. Simple way to carry duct tape with you. 20 feet of paracord. I got a reflective heat blanket, which has been used on one of our extremely cold treks for Tommy the trail dog. He was freezing and shaking, and we wrapped him up in that, and he was very comfy within a few moments. And then rain poncho on the back. Again, these things are very cheap, you know, inexpensive, guys. I mean, 99 cents for that rain poncho. I think I bought, you know, like 12 heat blankets for like $6 on Amazon. You know, so a lot of this stuff is just so easy to buy. And just think, you know, just be smart. You know, figure out what works for you. Again, the duct tape. Some people will carry a big old roll of duct tape. Cool, that's fine. This is a lot thinner and slimmer, and I like carrying it this way. So, I mean, it just kind of depends, and you guys need to figure it out for yourself. And then finally, I can't get anything past you guys. I have right here. I'm sure some of you are like, what's that? What's that? This is the Ambient Weather, that is the brand, Ambient Weather radio. This is their mini one. They have a bunch of different ones. Some of them are a lot bigger, you know, that can charge your phone and do all sorts of stuff. This one is an AM, FM, and a weather band, little tiny, tiny radio. It is either hand crank. 1 minute of cranking will give you 10 minutes of listening time, and it has a solar panel. If you leave it out for a full charge, it will last you about 6 hours in the dark, or obviously if you keep it in the sun all day, it'll just run all day. The speaker works really well. It'll throw real well, and, you know, for a campsite, you know, or you're doing a multi-day, you know, you hiked in maybe 10 miles and then you're going to stay a week at a campsite or something. You know, this is great so you can prepare for a storm. Listen to the weather band if you know, if it looks like a storm's coming, you can kind of prepare your campsite and have some just fun tunage around. It's super lightweight, waterproof in my opinion, because I accidentally left it out one night. I was charging it on the back porch, left it out. It snowed 4 inches on top of this thing after having rain, and I was really worried. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing's going to totally be broken, and it works just fine. So anything short of probably dropping it in a lake for an hour, this is basically waterproof in my opinion as well, and just a fun little extra feature to have, and is good, you know, for the weather aspect of it, having the weather band portion. So let's go ahead and wrap up this video. All right, everybody, so you've seen the contents of my survival kit. I'm sure I'm leaving out some things, you know, that you guys may be carrying yours. I'd love to hear your comments, your opinions. Give me some ideas. You know, I'm sure I'm learning stuff just like you guys are all the time. You know, I'm sure there's things that I could add to this, take away, but other things that would work out great for a survival kit. So this is just my mileage. What I've found out so far in early 2014 works for me. I'm sure I will be updating this as the years go on and time goes on. You know, I'm sure you'll see some stuff that stayed with me over the years and some stuff that's replaced with upgraded things, or just, you know, as new products come out on the market that just seem to work a little bit better and function a little bit better. So this is my survival kit that goes with me, guys, every time we go up to do filming, backpacking, all the stuff we've mentioned. And, you know, it's just a blast to use and fits perfectly in the Aftermath toiletry bag from Maxpedition. Again, if you want to see the actual review on the bag and how that functions, you can go ahead and check that out at Gideon's Tactical. I'll put a link in the description below as well for that review. But I just want to show you guys, update what we've reviewed so far here at the channel, show you what I carry. Hopefully it helps you guys out a little bit. Thanks so much for watching. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.